Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I am going to continue working on my December daily. Last week you saw me kind of do the beginning in days 1, 2, and 3. Today I am going to just do days 4 and 5. So I have this picture to document from day 4 and then this picture from day 5. So I'm also going to probably do a little bit of embellishment on the front of this page. This is where I'm going to put my personal Christmas wish list. And then in this one, I'm going to document my kiddos' Christmas list right in there. So probably not like a super long video, but I'm still just chugging along at December daily. I kind of go slowly until right at the end, right before Christmas, and then I get a lot done all at once. So I will put you guys on fast forward. I have all my supplies pulled out over here, ready to dig through. Actually, I think I'm gonna move it up in front of me because then I can see them a little bit better. So that is, all my stuff all gathered up. I have a video about how I set everything up, so you can be sure to check that out. All right, I will link things that I end up using down below. Otherwise, I'm going to put you guys on fast forward. Let's go. All right, so for a project like December Daily, and truthfully any memory keeping project, I try to make sure the focus is on the photo and less so just the design of the page. So you can still have great design elements and fun design elements, but the photo is really the whole purpose of doing a project like this. The photo, and then of course the story behind the photo. So I printed this one out pretty large. This is a picture of our takeout. And I wanted to tell the story about how December, even though the days are shorter, it is a crazy month for us. There is a lot going on. And so those few evenings that we have as a family together at home, we'd like to really celebrate. And for me, that means takeout because mom should get a holiday too. So we do takeout. And on this particular day, we watched a Christmas movie together. It was just really, really nice. I wanted to tell that story. And so I decided to make this particular photo into a pocket. So you can see I matted it on some scrapbook paper from Vicky Booten. I took it over to my sewing machine to add a fun little stitched edge around it. And then what I'm going to do is create a large pocket where I can pull this sheet of paper right here out, and I'll have plenty of room to type out the story. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trimming down this paper to get it about the right size. I'll add adhesive to 3 sides of the pocket, the 2 sides and the bottom, so that something will be able to slide in the top. And I love that the little mouse is peeking out too, kind of checking out what we're having for dinner. So that'll slide in the top, and then layered on it, I love this one that says holiday and 'tis the season. And that's the phrase I use to start out my journaling. 'Tis the season for takeout dinner. I'm trying to include little bits of metallics and sparkle on each page. So I have this silver cord right here that I'll add to the tag just to give it a little bit of dimension. This one is one of the pages that is not in a page protector. So it is fun to play with dimension on this page. And actually both of these pages that I'm working on today do not go in the page protector. They're not pocket pages. These are kind of loose pages. And I love December Daily because I like the mix of the two, like things that are in the page protector and then things that are out of the page protector. And interactive elements also, that's a big thing for me, which is why I love adding pockets and journaling in that way. So I have that set. It felt like I needed to bring in some more pink. So I pulled out my pink washi. I found one that I think will go pretty well, but it was getting lost a little bit on the colored photo. To help ground it, I pulled out some gray washi tape, which was too thick. This one is some grid washi, which I'm loving these days. But it's too thick, so I'm just going to tear it in half, which also gives this cool rough edge, and that'll go at the bottom, and then I'll add the pink over the top of it. And just having the gray there just brings a little bit more attention to the pink. I also decided that there was some space up at the top that I wanted to do the same feel, and since I had already torn the gray washi in half, that was going to work out really well. So the gray washi will be here, but first on this time I'm going to do the pink again on top as I try to figure out what order I want to go in. So pink on top and then gray underneath that, and then that'll be where the number for this day lives. This will be day 4. Friday the 4th is when, or sorry, Saturday was the 4th. Day 4 is our takeout day. So I'm going to take that, and now I've done, let's see, what am I looking for now? I'm trying to, oh, there's the 4. I'll add that there at the top. and it's going to be all ready. I just need to add a tab on the journaling tag. So I'm going to pull that out. I pulled out a tab from the Vicki Boutin Warm Wishes line. Again, that's kind of the basis for my December daily this year. So I'll add that just so you know to pull it out. And then I'll add some letters on it that spell out the word pull, just so you know. So it's a nice reminder. I mean, when you have a collection of these and you go from year to year, it can be easy to forget what you hid where in the album. So it's pretty helpful to give instructions in your album, just in case your kids or grandkids are looking at it later, and you maybe won't even remember. So I marked off this white paper, went to my typewriter and typed out my journaling. I marked it off to make sure I didn't go too wide. So I'm just going to trim this off. I end up trimming off a little bit more just so that it has a border around it on the tag. So I trim off the top, and then this is where I take it over and I'm like, oh no, that's the exact size. I need to trim it just a little more so you can see some of the holly coming on the edges. But I do like typing my journaling. It's really nice. My We Are Memory Keepers typewriter, I've had it for a few years now. It was a Christmas gift, and it's nice getting to use something like that. I like including my handwriting as well. I think it's nice to have a mix, but every now and then it's pretty nice to just be able to type it out. Okay, on the front of this particular page is where I'm going to include my Christmas list, but I'm not quite ready to fill it in. So sometimes with my December daily album, I fill in the main pages, get the pictures in, and then I go back and embellish at the end. And that's something fun to do the week after Christmas. So I do December daily up until Christmas. And like I said, I like to document as I go. So I'll be pretty much caught up by the time Christmas comes around. And then that last week, it's fun to go back and just add in extra details. You can see what supplies you have left over, what you can add in, and that's where the album really starts to feel very special, because you're adding in all those extra little tidbits, those tiny bits and bobs and extra little notes and things like that. And that's probably what I will end up adding on this particular day. But I figured I'd go ahead and do some embellishment. So I have this little label border right here that's going to eventually have a title in it. I just didn't want to add it quite yet, so I will trim that out, just some extra red diagonal dot paper in the background, pretty neutral. So getting that out of the way, let me trim off this one little spot right here. Okay, so I want to layer on some different pieces, and you can see I'm having a little bit of trouble getting everything where I want it. I know I want that tag there, so we'll start with that, get that on the edge, and then I'm just trying to figure out how to balance everything else that's going to be on the bottom. I love the little snow globe, and then I like this one that says wish list, because of course that's kind of what I'm doing, is putting my wish list right here. But it was about figuring out how I could get those words on, the wish list words, without cutting through them where the hole on the page was. So kind of orienting that, figuring out how the label fits in. It was a little bit tricky, but I figured it out. There we go. Everything will be down, and then the snow globe will just sit on top of that label piece. I do make sure to continually repunch the holes in the page, because I have been known to cover both sides of the page, and then I have no idea where the hole was supposed to go in the first place. So usually when I even slightly cover it, I like to pull out my hole punch and punch it right then, just so that I don't forget on December daily projects. All right, got that. And now I'm gonna add this little snow globe, but again, adding little pieces of metallic, we will use the metallic thread. I loosely loop it around my fingers a few times. I kind of went overboard that time, but I knew I wanted to stretch it out a little bit. Add a little bit of adhesive, make it kind of a messy nest, and then put the ephemera on the top, and that will really secure it down. And then it's just coming out from behind the snow globe. All right, next up will be a picture of my kiddos from church. Our church does lots of activities to invite people in, especially during the month of December. And so on this particular day, there was a really nice breakfast that was available, and then Santa was visiting at church. So my kiddos got to visit Santa, which was a lot of fun. So I'm going to trim down this picture, and I'm going to use this pocket. So this is like a pocket from Felicity Jane. I'm going to use this as a place where I can keep my kids' Christmas list from this year. I do like to have them write out what they want for Christmas each year, and then I put it on I put it in the December daily album because I think those will be fun to kind of look back. So there's obviously not a ton of room to embellish. I love this phrase, Dear Santa, define good. That kind of summarizes my twins completely. So I will include that on the page. And again, just so that I have a little extra metallic, we'll use that thread. Same procedure, just kind of wrapping it around my fingers, putting a little bit of adhesive down, and then the ephemera piece goes over the top, and that helps secure the whole thing down really well. So eventually I will add a little gold star on this pocket as well. But first I'm going to figure out how I can add the notes on the inside. So I got this little paper pad from scrapbook.com as a freebie during Black Friday when I put in a Black Friday order. So it's really pretty because it's Christmas colors. So I pulled out 3 different colors. I'm going to add a little, I'm going to trim them down so that they will go in the pocket. And then I'm going to add a little bit of washi tape on them just to define where the top of the card is. So yeah, I'm just looking to make sure I have room. So I'll define the top of the card with the grid washi, that same gray that I had before. I know these look dark. I'll have my kids write out on a white sheet of paper and then I'll cut it out and put it on this dark sheet. But adding the washi, and then I go through my alpha letter stash and just pull out the white alphas that I have, of which I have a lot of odds and ends because I used white a lot, and so I run out of things like E's and S's and some of the more popular letters. So I like to mix and match as much as possible, and that kind of fits my style for this album anyway. So I have that ready. I'm going to pull out the white alpha, and I just sped this up, and you can see I'm just going to mix and match different letters to spell out all of their names on each of their cards, and then I will have them write. I'll give them a little piece of white paper and have them write out their Christmas list, because then I will also have a record of their handwriting from this year. And that's pretty much it for this process. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I will link some of the supplies that I used in the description box below, so make sure to check those out if you are interested. I want to give a huge shout out to my Scrappy YouTube members. Thank you so much for all of your support. You guys really are the best. I hope your December daily project is going well. I wish you tons of luck as you work through it this year. I also wish you a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.